So if you can hear me loud and clear, can you just signify by a comment in the comment section or just unmute yourself and say hi? I can see everybody here today. Welcome to today's event, Common Sense with Freddy. I'll be your host, and then with us today is a professional educational consultant, Johnson. I know he's a certified engineer based in Canada. Well, as you guys know, Zit Worldwide is a coaching academy. It's a virtual coaching academy. And what we do is we help you connect the dots in your world of career and other aspects of your life. It could be relationship, it could be business, whatever aspect of your life. Yes, we do understand some people might not afford our one-on-one coaching or some of our workshops. Yes, we decided to put this up as a way to give back to the society. Our coaches will always come on, take on a subject like today, he's going to be talking about personal development. I can bet you it's going to be loaded. Last week, we had Blessing too. She's based in Canada. That content is still making a significant impact in a lot of people's life. So here, you can ask a lot of questions. Some of the questions that I get on my inbox, you can bring it here today. We can talk about them. And then that's the essence of Zit Worldwide. But Common Sense with Freddy is every month, once every month. You're definitely going to see different faces of our coaches. And some of our coaches are not even, they are not from the country you think they will come from. So you're going to be seeing different faces that I'm going to be bringing on the platform. So once again, thank you for being here. Permit me to talk about myself a little bit. I'm your host today. I'm a father, I'm a man, and I'm also a husband. By that, I'm a man, I'm a father. You know what the world is today. We have different kind of individuals or men and women. So I like to make that clear. I'm a trained chemist. I had HND in applied chemistry from Federal Polytechnic at Doekiti, an American trained pilot. A trained healthcare informaticist. I don't know why I always call it informatician. I am a certified John Maxwell coach, a professional business and data analyst, a mentor and a coach, and the founder of Zit Worldwide. So a little bit there, a little bit there, and that's just who I am. Permit me to introduce to you our guest speaker today, a person that is always, he's going to introduce himself. I bet he's going to introduce himself. But let me just give you a little overview about him. Johnson, I know, is an educational career coach. He's a multi-award winning educational consultant, prolific writer, and a world-class speaker who teaches the art of success with simplicity and excellence. Has used many platforms to share his stories to encourage young people on how to defy their limitations and fulfill their destinies and attain greatness. He graduated in the top 1% of his class with an associate degree in mechanical engineering from the Federal Polytechnic at Doekiti. He had a direct entry admission into Obafemi Awolowo University, graduating in the top 2% with a first class in mechanical engineering. He completed a fully funded master's in mechanical and material engineering at University of Manitoba, Canada, with distinction. Prior to, he was awarded fully funded admission to Howard University, Washington, D.C. Johnson also completed Credentials of Readiness Core in Business Administration from Harvard Business School. He's a professional engineer in the province of Manitoba. He's also a project management professional. Johnson has applied his engineering knowledge in solving real life problems with over 10 years experience working in manufacturing, automobile, and aerospace industry in many roles that has seen him help companies save more while maintaining smooth operations. He has worked as a design engineer, quality engineer, reliability engineer, development, and project management. He's currently a PhD student in mechanical and material engineering at University of Manitoba, Canada. Johnson is a recipient of many local and international awards and scholarships. Johnson is the managing partner of AJ Distinct Consult, a company where he, with other associates, carefully guided prospective applicants to secure fully funded admission into graduate school. They also guide applicants who are securing undergraduate and college admission into Canadian and USA at universities. Johnson is happily married and lives in Canada. Johnson has expertise in education consulting, career coaching, management consulting. Yes, it's a pleasure for me to introduce our guest speaker. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you. I mean, I think some people are trying to come in. So can somebody be helping us so that I don't get distracted?
Yes.
I'm trying to do that right now while, okay, yeah, so somebody can help us with it.
Yes, I'll take care of that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure it's always a pleasure to come on the platform. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I'm not taking it for granted. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. So today's topic is on personal development. It's one topic that I love. And before I start today, the topic is on personal development, and this is my outline for today. I'm gonna make it very quick. Thank you for that introduction. I'm gonna just do an highlight of myself, and then we'll dive into what is personal development, why is personal development important, and some areas to develop on a personal ground, and then we'll look into the Q&A. So yeah, this is just me, my very handsome face. Like you said, I just authored a book, funded graduate admission. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that later in the after I'm done with the presentation. I'm giving you and then I'm going to be making an announcement of that. So yeah, the funded graduate admission is it's actually like a chronicle of the steps I took before I secured my funded graduate admission in the US as well as in Canada, and then I've been able to help some people to do the same thing. So it's like it's like a guide that has helped me and has helped other people. So I just decided to put it out so that more people can gain access to a guide. I think that there is really no book or a material out there apart from what people just read here and there on the internet or from people. I'm not sure. Maybe I've not done enough research. I'm not sure there is a book that actually chronicles the steps that people need to go through to secure funded graduate admission. So I decided to do that. Like I said, I had an associate degree in mechanical engineering from the Federal Polytechnic at Ekiti. I did well there. And then I had my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from Awolowo University. I also did well in that school year. I graduated first class, and then I went on to Howard University. But I didn't finish my master's in Howard University. I left there, and then I came to Canada at the University of Manitoba to complete my master's in mechanical engineering. Yeah, I had a core credential of readiness in business administration from Harvard Business School. I'm a professional engineer in the province of Manitoba. Like I said, I'm a fully funded scholar at Harvard University, fully funded scholar at the University of Manitoba. I'm currently a PhD student in mechanical and materials engineering, University of Manitoba. I'm an education consultant for 8 years, and I'm also a coach on Zip Worldwide platform. And I've been practicing engineering for more than 10 years. That is just a little bit about me. Yeah, some people are still disturbing me with their. I think I'm still admitting people. Is it possible to just switch it? Anyway, I hope I will not get distracted. So what is personal development now? we are not going to exhaust the concept of personal development today. We can't even do it because it's a massive area that require it's a lifelong process. Let me put it that way. So it's not something that we can cramp into an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. But I will just try and touch it a little bit there and there, and then that would maybe by the time we start asking questions, it will expand it. So personal development, personal development is a series of activities that help individual to develop into a person, and it helps them to develop their capability and their potentials. Now, if you look at that word, it helps them to develop their capability and their potentials. Means that the capabilities and the potentials are there already. So what personal development does is to help you to develop the capability and the potential you already have inside of you. So it's not like you are trying to create something new. It's not like you are trying to come up with something entirely different from who you are meant to be. It is bringing who you are meant to be to life by series of activities that will develop those things that are already inside of you. Another definition of it is this way, that it's a deliberate journey that includes investing in yourself. Now, that word investing in yourself is critical to personal development. That's why it is called personal. Investing in yourself and the resources within your care effectively, regardless of what life throws at you. Life will throw things at you. Life will throw a lot of things at you. But if you are not developed personally, you might not be able to handle what life will be throwing at you. So personal development will help you to be ready for what life will throw at you. It's a deliberate effort. It's a deliberate journey. It's not something that you just stumble on. No, it has to be intentional. It has to be intentional. Just like it is intentional for you to be on this platform today. Nobody dragged you. Oh no, oh Johnson, you have to be on this platform. No. You felt this is necessary for your growth, and you decided to come. Now, look at this. I love this. I love this picture. I love this picture. Personal development is working on yourself. It's working on yourself. Now, I think it was a shelf that says, work harder on yourself than you work on your job. And I will tell you why you need to do that. Probably maybe in the course of the presentation, but I will tell you now. Why do you need to work harder on yourself than you work on your job? Because the skills and the talents and the requirement for your job keeps changing every single day. Meaning that if you are not working on yourself to be up to date, later you will be surplus to requirements in that job that you are working using your own methodologies, and it will be thrown out of the system. So that is why every day you must learn to work harder on yourself. Chisel those irrelevancies out. Ensure that you are embracing new things. Ensure that you are getting new things into your life. Ensure that you are focused. You have what you are doing. You are focusing on at every point in time. You work harder on yourself than your job. That is the essence of personal development. The essence of personal development, I repeat, is working harder on yourself than you work on your job. So that means that what you do on yourself after you are back from your work regularly will determine how far you will go in life. And that is where personal development comes to play. So why personal development? Now, look at this. Unless you change how you are, you will always have what you've got. That statement should sink into us. Now, when I was preparing for today's session, I was putting myself again into this context. If I need to change how my life will be, then I need to change who I am. Now, who I am, not in the sense, just like Fred was saying, not like say changing yourself from man to woman or woman to man. No, it's changing yourself to be in tune with what is demanded of you to get to where you want to get to now. Every stage in life, it requires a particular maybe let me say credentials, not in terms of academics now, but in terms of what is required for you to be in that particular point. So if you now want to get to the next level, there are requirements. You need to change and position yourself for such opportunity. Okay? So if you do not change, you will always have what you got. You want to make more money, you must change. You must increase your earning capability. Okay? Now look at it. Look at this picture behind this quote or behind this text. It's a market. I know majority of us are from Nigeria. If not all of us. This is how our market looks like in Nigeria. It's loaded. People are everywhere. You will see if you are very conversant with the Katangua market. Yeah, I buy clothes when I was in Nigeria then. I mean when we were still struggling. Katangua market at Super, it's a Super bus stop now, very close to Abuja. You know, you see guys jumping up and down, a lot of people going up and down trying to sell their wares. Now, the marketplace is highly demanding. Your position is not guaranteed if you lack the requisite skills and talents. And how do you acquire these requisite skills and talent? Is by working harder on yourself. The marketplace that is so super saturated. How do you stand out? How do you make yourself the best within the pool? It's by developing yourself with the skills and the talents that are required to stand out. Now you are going for a job interview. What skills, what are your area of strength that will stand you out? You are applying for graduate admission. You want to send letter of introduction to a professor. What are those things that will stand you out? It's going to come to yourself. It's going to come to you by personal development. You are looking at why personal development? Because the market is super saturated. And it will take a man that has the requisite talent and skills to retain his position. Now, read that statement again. The marketplace is highly demanding. Your position is not guaranteed. Now, why do you think a lot of people are losing their jobs in the era of Industry 4.0? Is because not everybody has upgraded. So if you are not going to upgrade because you feel you are too traditional, then you have to be ready to step out of the marketplace. So in order to be relevant in the marketplace, you need personal development. Okay, move on. Okay, why personal development? It helps you to build human capacity. Now, when we talk about the building human capacity, it involves coaching, it involves teaching, it involves knowledge sharing, it involves training, it involves experience, learning and development here and there. You know, the day you stop learning is the day you start dying, either at 120 or at 20. So personal development will help you to build capacity to excel. Personal development will help you to position yourself for excellence. Now, don't forget that excellence, success, they are predictable. Success is predictable. You can tell if you are going to be successful or not. Now, if you are on a path, say for example now, I know we are in Lagos, we are in Nigeria. Say you are in Lagos and you want to get to VI. Now, if you lived in the suburb where I lived, at Ile-Epo Oja bus stop, you are at Ile-Epo Oja bus stop, and you are heading towards Pleasure. Okay, sorry, you are heading towards Abule Egba. Maybe you cross to the other side, and you are heading towards Abule Egba, and in your head you want to get to BI, I'm very sure by the time you drive further, you land yourself in a Lafenwa in Abeokuta. Now, what does that mean? For you to be successful, you must be on a particular direction and be doing certain things that would call for success. So, and for personal development, it will help you to be able to build capacity for you to enjoy success when opportunity beckons. Another one is this. Now look at it. Personal development improves your employability. It brings about improved employability. It brings about improved employability. I just told you about the fact that you cannot continue to you cannot continue to use your old skills and expect to excel in the industry. The market is so super saturated that if you are not standing out with your skills and ability, you'll be thrown out of the system. Personal development will improve your employability. You become a go-to person. You be headhunted. You'll be headhunted. Now, there's a story of a lady. I know some of you have seen her story on Facebook a lot of time. Dr. Adiola Olabamiji. Now, the recent job she got with Emma, I think she was headhunted from comics. And now she's a director of engineering. What happened? She worked on herself. She worked on herself. And when the opportunity came, she was available. Now, don't forget the words of John Woolley. He said, it will be late. It will be too late for you to prepare when opportunity arrives. When opportunity beckons, it will be too late to prepare. Now, say for example now, an opportunity to hire you to become a business analyst shows up, or a data analyst shows up, and here you are, you don't even know how to use Excel to add numbers, and you are just, even if you are given such opportunity, you are just a time bomb ready to blow somewhere. So when you work on yourself, note that you are actually setting yourself up for better employment. Okay, we are looking at why personal development for improved quality of life. Imagine you set up for a particular journey and you are making progress in that journey. You will be happy. You are making progress on that journey. You will be glad. You are maximizing the potential within you by intentionally working on those things that are already embedded in you. You are going to live a quality life, a life that is of higher quality than your peers. Your relationships with people will improve. Your fitness, you will sleep. You will sleep well. Why? Because you are fulfilling purpose. Why? Because you are doing that which you have been wired to do. You are operating within your area of strength. You are not struggling in your area of weaknesses. Now, your personal development will help you to maximize your area of strength and not just be struggling in your area of weaknesses. Now, we'll repeat that. Personal development will help you to maximize your area of strength and not struggle with your area of weaknesses. And that will bring about improved quality of life because you'll be happy with yourself. I was speaking with a colleague of mine. We finished together from Ife. The guy is a senior manager, purchasing an operation somewhere in Abuja. He told me, said, Johnson, this work I'm doing is like bread and butter for me. That's what he told me. He said, it's like bread and butter. That even with the stress that comes with the job, I get it. I'm happy. Why? Because he is operating within the context of his area of strength. Okay? Let's move on. Look at this. It makes you outstanding when you work personally on yourself. If you develop yourself, you become outstanding. You become outstanding. you become outstanding. The person that wrote the foreword to my book for me, Dr. Ogunshola, is a project manager with a shell in the US. He was telling me recently that is why you don't have to, please, if you are not going to gain anything from this teaching today, get this, that please do not look down on yourself based on where you are coming from or the school you have attended. Now, Fred is here. He had HND. Look at what he has been able to do with his life. Now, Sheyi told me that the group he is heading currently is a group that contains, they only hire guys from Ivy League schools into that team. So that means that we are looking at the best of the best from across America into that team. But according to him, by the time they hired him into that group, he was the only one from not Ivy League school or non-Ivy League school. Of course, that's a PhD. By the way, Sheyi finished as the best student in the whole of University of Ife when he graduated. He studied mechanical engineering as well. He was a year my senior, right? And then he went to University of Oklahoma to have his PhD. He had perfect GPA. He did well, but in the when it comes to universities in the US, Ivy League school, there is ranking. Ivy League school like Harvard, MIT, Stanford, all those schools, Caltech. You name them. And then she came there. But by working harder on himself, even the Ivy League guys are reporting to him now because of their manager now. That is what we mean when we say you work personally on yourself. Work harder on yourself so that you can be what? Outstanding. By personally developing yourself, you can be outstanding. Okay. Personal development, it makes you to be proactive instead of being reactive. You can anticipate what is going to happen. Personal development will make you to be on your toes. You know the next move to make. Personal development will let you know where the opportunities lies. Personal development will make you know that, this move. Now, let me tell you something. When I was still struggling with my own personal development years back, I burnt my finger with some moves. I was reacting instead of being proactive. I saw the handwriting on the wall. I couldn't understand. In hindsight, I was like, wow, and I saw this coming. And I saw this, and I didn't act. But with personal development, you would act. Something not too similar happened to me a few years after, and I thought people around me that this is going to happen. This would happen. And by the time it happened, I wasn't shocked. I was not surprised because I had seen it ahead that, this would happen, and I had prepared my mind. So personal development will help you to become proactive and not being reactive. It is very bad to be reactive. Being proactive means that at every point in time, you know what to do. All right. Look at this. When you produce quality results as a result of developing yourself personally, people will really, really appreciate you because it is so hard to come by. Because you are so hard to find. Now, because you are so hard to find, people will applaud you irrespective of your skill. When you are bringing results on the table, nobody cares your skill. Who cares? What are you bringing on the table? Can you do the job? Can you be outstanding? They will applaud you. I shared one picture recently on my Facebook feed. I think I put it on LinkedIn too, of the award I won in 2012. That award remained my first international award outside of Nigeria, apart from my scholarship, anyways, that I got in the US. Now, mind you, I had rehearsed all my life when I was in Nigeria in front of the mirror how I would behave when they called me to a podium. I was doing virtual. I will rehearse, now is the time for our new awardee, Johnson. I know. And then in front of my mirror, while in Nigeria, struggling in a muddy house. Muddy house not because it was made of mud. Muddy house because flood has taken over our house. But the dream inside of me would not die. So in February, no, it was in April of 2012, my undergrad thesis, I now extracted from it, and I wrote a paper that I submitted for a competition across the DC area and Maryland. So universities across Maryland and DC were competing, and I submitted my own paper, which was an extract from my undergrad thesis that I did in Obafemi University, not from Stanford, not from Howard. And then that paper was adorned the best in the graduate category, and it came with cash award. And I was sitting with movers and shakers of engineering profession in the US that very day. And I looked at myself and said, wow, dream do come through. And people applauded me. By working harder on myself, I stood on that stage that day, and I've stood on some other stage but that was the first one. And I got that award with a cash award too. What am I saying? By personally working on yourself and developing your skills, you will produce quality that will be hard to find, and people will appreciate you and applaud you for it. I know we all know this guy, the fastest man in the world. The guy ran 9.58 seconds in 100 meters. Usain Bolt, we all know him. You will truly be, when you are working very hard on yourself, you will become the best at that thing. You become the best. Now, don't forget that if you look at all those superlatives that we have been using, they are things that they don't come cheaply. They don't come by just sitting down and believing that things would happen. They come by being proactive and pursuing that which you are meant to be. Now, know that this guy only ran for less than 10 seconds here. If you ask him how many hours of practice he put into it, then you will know that behind the 10-second success are hours of training, hours of working and pushing himself. Do you think it's that easy to become the best in the class? No. Sometimes you don't feel like reading. You wouldn't feel like studying. But, let us remember the words of Jesus. He said, for the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross. So, for what it will make of you, you have to endure. For what you are going to achieve, you must be able to push yourself and keep going. So, for you to truly become the best at something, you must work personally yourself. Still talking about why do we have to work on ourselves in terms of personal development? It gives you quality which surpasses ordinary standards. I remembered something. I was chatting with my friend recently, and I remember what happened in when I was in my third year, I guess. A professor came into our class, and then something happened, and then people said, Johnson, the guy is a marking scheme. In Nigeria, when they say you are a marking scheme, it means that when you write an exam and the examiner marks it, then your booklet becomes the marking guide for every other student. That is literally what it means. Now, at some point in my life when I was in Nigeria as an undergrad, my notes, my jottings, the notes I usually write for myself becomes my classmates' materials to prepare for the exams. At some point in Nigeria, you are very familiar with the system. There are always a photocopying center, right? Now, there was a time where my notes and my jottings were being sold at the photocopying centers where my mate would go there and buy it. I wasn't making anything from it. No. It was the photocopier. They were making my notes to make money. Now, why? Because you are surpassing ordinary standards. by developing yourself personally. Excellence doesn't come cheaply. It comes with a price. And if you must be you must be excellent, you must be ready to pay the price. Now, let's jump quickly. Ways to maintain and improve personal development. What are the ways by which you can maintain and improve personal development? Okay, I'll quickly run through that. You must have clarity. Clarity. Now, how do you know? Now, we talked about in the beginning, we said there are certain things that are within you. We are not trying to impute new things into you. These are skills and ability that the Supreme Being has deposited in you that you are trying to work on. Now, you have to be clear on exactly what area do you want to work on. Now, say for example, if you have been struggling with studying, you know that I need to be clear about my studies. If your challenge has been that you have trouble holding down relationship with people, you don't have good network. Now, you have to be clear. You must know where you are going and why you are going there. If you don't know where you are going, it will be difficult for you to get there. You won't even know when you get there. You wouldn't know. Say, for example, somebody is going to Oshodi and you bought a bus from Ilekwoja. From Ilekwoja, you get to Pleasure. From Pleasure, you get to Yanakwaja. Yanakwaja, you get under bridge. Under bridge, you go to Yadiadu. From there, you get to Ikeja. Ikeja, then airport, and so on and so forth and so on. All those areas until you get to Oshodi. If you don't know where you are going, by the time you get to Ilezik, you might get down. This place look like it, and you get down from at Ilezik without even getting to Oshodi. Or you will have missed Oshodi, and they will have moved you further to the Kappa area, towards all those industrial area down the line. You wouldn't know. So you must be clear on where you are going. There must be clarity. When there is clarity of purpose, you cannot miss it. And then you know exactly what you are working on. It will make you to know what you will do and what you will not do when you are clear. There are certain things that I know that I can't do. I know. Why? Because of where I am going and what I want to achieve. Okay? Number 2, you have to be focused. How to maintain personal development? You have to be focused. Don't forget that you are working on things inside of you. You don't juggle things. You don't walk around. You don't just jump around. You focus on something and achieve it. You don't subdivide yourself. While it is good to multitask, you must learn how to focus on succeeding on certain things. I can tell you for example now, I always write what we call Monday nuggets every Monday. I've been doing that now for more than 2 years. Consistently. I have been doing that. I have focused my energy on that. On doing that. Be focused. Focus is the engine of life of excellence through personal development. Focus. I have never seen a man that would excel in life that is a master of all trades. No. Usain Bolt focused on 100 meters. He focused his attention on 100 meters, 200 meters, and then 4 by 100 meters, and he excelled in them all. If he had gone to high jump, probably would have failed. Now, imagine after he retired, he wanted to play soccer. He didn't even get in. Not even in the worst of leagues. You have to focus. Start every day with excellence in your mind. Personal development will always make you to excel if you are focused. Okay? You must be a person of value. What value are you bringing on the table? When you talk about personal development, it's about creating value. Don't forget that we talked about why do we pursue personal development? We said to improve your employability. Employability is nothing but value system. What value are you bringing on the table? Why do you think I should hire you? Now, if I am a professor, why do you think I should bring you into my lab? What value are you bringing on the table? What value are you going to be adding to my system? What value are you going to be adding to my lab? What value can I glean from you by bringing you on board? What are your core values? What are your core values? They must correlate with where you are going. You cannot be a man of integrity and be telling lies. It's not going to match. You'll be found out at one point in time. Sometimes I just marvel when some of my friends of so many years will tell me, Johnson, you have not changed. So why would I change? I have friends that we have been friends since 1994. They will tell me, Johnson, you have not changed. How will I change? This is me. Changing will mean that I'm living another person's life. So being true to yourself, to your core values, would make you an outstanding person. So value system is another way by which you can improve on yourself. Develop your value system. Think within yourself. Have a one-man meeting with yourself. Ask around, what are my core values? Note those things and then work with them. You have to be a person of integrity. Sincerely speaking, I cannot handle somebody that is not a person of integrity. Let your yes be yes and let your no be no. Your behavior must match your values. Yeah. You must be accountable. You must be honorable. Now look at all the words here. They are words that connote integrity, honesty, truthfulness, uprightness, honorable, ethics, fairness, values, ideal, moral values. These are things that can predict excellence. So, predictable excellence is what? Is the expectation to consistently deliver. Don't forget that your personal development will bring you outstanding results. So, for you to be predictable, for your boss to say, okay, yeah, I know Johnson will deliver. It is because I have been consistently delivering. If you are given an assignment, a project, and it will take your boss to be knocking at your table every time to get the job done, it means that you have not been consistent. So when there are challenges, when there are bigger projects, the guy will not bring them to you. No. Why? Because he knows that you don't keep to time. Okay? Diligence. Continuously working and improving on yourself is the way you do things. That's what we call diligence. When you consistently work on improving the way you do things, that is diligence. Personal development will make you to be diligent. I love these quotes from the Holy Scripture. It says, "Seest thou a man that is diligent, he will stand before kings and not me men." Diligence and being able to stand. No, let me put it this way. Being able to stand before kings consistently requires you to be diligent. Now, I am going to put it this way again. Now, don't forget, the book for which that quote was taken from was by a man who was a slave in a foreign land. The guy was able to stand before 4 kings. Why? Because he had solutions to their problems. Now, imagine, how would you feel if you have solution to a kingly problem or to a royal problem? Now, take for example, imagine the king of your village calls you, "Hello, Johnson, we have this problem, and I know you are the only one that have the solution." How would you feel? It means that you have royal solution to a royal problem, and as long as you consistently provide royal solution, you will always stand before kings. That's what it means. It is diligence that will make you to search for solution. It is diligence that will make you to search for what it will take for you to excel, and then being able to now package that solution that a king will understand. Don't forget the story of Joseph. He had a royal solution to a royal problem. So that comes by what? By developing himself. Now, if you look at that story, It means the guy developed himself personally to the extent that when it became necessary for them to interpret dream, they said, no, there's no any other person that can interpret this dream. It has to be Joseph. Why? Because by reason of time, he had done it consistently. Personal development will make you to be diligent and know how the better ways of doing things. Now, I love this quote. Without commitment, you will never start. And without consistency, you will never excel. It is by consistency that you will excel. Okay, I'm going to be wrapping up very soon. Now, you need connections. Networking is everything now. The overall quality of your life is dependent on the people you hang out with. If you hang out with chicken, you cannot fly like an eagle. Now, the best of my friends are people that are doing well in their various professions. My mentors are people that are doing well. I got an email, personalized email from one of my revered mentors on Thursday. He just told me, hello, prof. He called me prof, even though I gleaned from him. He said, week of testimonies. And he reeled out testimonies. At the end of that testimony, the guy is resigning from his work and going independent because he has conquered the company already. Says he felt it's time for me to move on. He has a side business that he pays out over $40,000 every month. So why then does he have to be answering yes sir again? What am I saying? Your network will determine your net worth. And that's same thing for personal development. If your mentors or people that are mentoring you, they are people that have not finished a book in a year, forget it. You cannot even finish half in 2 years. Your network are very important. Your network, they play a major role in your life. Okay, now as I wrap up, what are some of the areas you need to develop personal development? You need to develop personally where you can deploy personal development. Don't forget that we cannot exhaust the topic of personal development. I have to just pick some of the things I'm talking about because it is huge and heavy. It's a lifelong study. Number one, you must develop your personal development in the area of mental capacity. I love this picture. What can you see in that picture? If you can unmute yourself and tell me what you can see in that, and somebody can tell me what you can see in that picture.
I can see like,
success.
When success. I can see success when someone has a very good mental capacities. You can be able to accommodate a lot of things, and you can be able to respond to things. So mental capacity tells you what your level of operating mentally. How can you, how can you operate mentally? How can you, there's some for you to be able to get people's attention, you should be able to tell them what they want to hear. Something, extraordinary. You understand? Okay. So you have to be able to flow in that area. Yeah.
Thank you. Somebody else. I need something. That's very correct. But I need something. Somebody else to respond to this picture and tell me what you can see.
Mental capacity is a function of personal development.
Thank you.
If you do not develop yourself, your mental capacity will be at zero level.
Exactly.
And nothing will be pouring out of those holes that you're seeing there.
Exactly. Now you can see that now. If you look at this picture very intently, the green paint here is what? Success, right?
Right.
And then mental capacity is what? Is attracting success. Now, don't forget the mental capacity here is like a magnet, your U magnet. So mental capacity when developed is going to what? Attract success. Okay? So you need to develop your mental capacity. How? By coming to programs like this. Coming for programs like this by reading books. Now don't forget that you will remain the way you are and you always get what you've done except you work on yourself. One way by which you can work on yourself is by developing yourself mentally. What do you know? That's the first question. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? If you don't study, you don't know nothing. If you don't attend program, you don't know nothing. So for you to attract success, develop your mental capacity. Okay, I go. Move on. Number two, your health. You have to do personal development on health. It's not just everything you eat. Pot belly does not equal to good health. Back then in Nigeria, they will say, let's put it in Yoruba, ẹni tó bá yọkùnrin kẹ́ gbówó fún. That is not correct. Big belly that is not equal to, it's not a sign of good living. In fact, it's a sign of ill health. Work on yourself. Now there is this saying that an apple a day keep the doctor away. Watch your diet. Watch what you are eating. Exercise. 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 Eat good food. Now, imagine if you have all the money and you don't have good health. Of what? So your personal development in the area of your health is key. How many gallons of water do you take a day? You need your health. You need your physical body. Now, don't forget, the Holy Book says that it said physical exercise profited but little. But that little, you need to maximize it. If you don't maximize that little, you're going to lose it. So work on your health. Develop things around your health for yourself and for your household. Okay, I'm wrapping up very soon. Relationship is also another area you need to invest your time and energy in. Develop yourself personally in your relationship. Make sure you are building a good network around yourself. You cannot succeed in isolation. That's it. It's not possible. You need to leverage other people's experience. You need to leverage other people's expertise. You need to leverage other people's ability. Leverage. You cannot be Mr. Know All. No. You need other people in your life. There is this saying by Isaac Newton. He said, "If I have seen farther than others, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." The shoulders of giants you need to stand on are people within your relationship, your circle, your network. Work on it. Tell yourself, I would work on my relationship and build credible relationships with people that will matter. I will be intentional. I'm not just bringing it. Now, something came up on my somebody wanted to join my network on Instagram, and I looked at what the person was talking about on his post, and I told my wife, no, this person cannot be on my network, and I blocked him out because I can't imagine myself opening my eyes early in the morning and be reading what that guy will be posting. So no, this cannot be on my network. You have to be intentional. Okay, look at that. Finances. I love this picture because it's like a bird flying. You have to learn how to be personal, how to develop yourself personally on your finances. You can see it's like a bird. If you don't treat money well, it will fly away. How are you treating your money? Now, some of us will say we are not making enough money. That is why we are poor. No. If you don't know where 1 naira of your money is going, now that you are making just maybe 50,000 naira, it will be difficult for you to be able to manage 1 million naira. And that comes with personal development. It will be difficult. If you don't know where $1 goes, how will you know? How would somebody give you 1 million? You will not know where it goes. It will vanish. It will vanish. So you must be able to manage your finances very well, and it comes with training. It comes with development, personal development. Have a budget. How much is coming in? How much is going out? How much am I retaining? In fact, it must be how much am I retaining first. You have to pay yourself first. Now, it is not how much you make, it is how much remains. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much remains. So when you are being paid your salary, even though it is 30,000 naira or 50,000 naira, pay yourself first. Like some of us that are in this part of the world, even before you get your pay, they have deducted the taxes. So if the government has collected their own, you to pay yourself before you start paying rent and gas and this and that. Finances needs your personal development, because if you don't do that well, if you have read this book, The Richest Man in Babylon, then it will tell you how money will fly away from people that don't trust. I would always like to recommend these two books. I know if I ask some of you, you will say you have read it. There is this book I read very late in my own life, not too late anyways, but not up to 10 years I read the book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I love that book with its simplicity. It will help you to understand the basics of finances. If there is anything I learned from that book, is the difference between assets and liability. I know immediately when I am drifting to liability because I want to buy something, and I know exactly when I'm getting an asset when I'm buying something. And then the second book I recommend is The Richest Man in Babylon. These two books, if you can read them, not just reading, but understanding the concepts there and applying them, you'll be able to master your finances. I'm not a master yet. I'm also a work in progress in all of these areas. All of the areas I've shared with you, there are many more. There are areas that I have worked on and I am still working on. Now, look at this. I'm repeating this statement again. Unless you change how you are, you will always have what you've got. And I love this one. Excellence and perfection also is not a destination. It is a continuous journey that never ends. Same will be said of personal development. It is something you impose on yourself for a lifetime. It is never ending. It is continuous. Once you attain maybe a level of success in a certain area, you pick another area, you work on it. Don't forget you have to focus on it. Make sure you are diligent, get results, move to the next one. Make sure you are diligent, get results, move to the next one. Make sure you are diligent in it, get results, and move on until you become needed. Now, I love one of my hashtag statements, until I don't have to introduce myself. There are some people when they enter into a room, they don't have to introduce themselves. They know them already. So until I get to that level, I have to continue to work on myself. Now, very quickly before I start listening to your question, this is the book, and I'm going to be talking maybe 2 minutes on this book. What I've shared in this book is like a guide that would help anyone that is seeking graduate admission in North America, especially to secure fully funded graduate admission. Now, it's a step by step, very simplistic. In fact, it's like me having you sit behind the book, and then I'm telling you, okay, after this step, you take this step, you take that step, you take that step. The e-copy version is out, and the hard copy for people that love hard copy will be out next week. So because my birthday is on Monday, so we have slashed the price down by 25%. So between now and I don't know how many it is now, but I'm not going to run through next week for sure because my birthday is on Monday. So for people to enjoy it, you can use these links to order for it, and it's going to be delivered into your email address it is subsidized, the discounted fee. The hard copy is going to be out next week for those people that love hard copy. Personally, I'm an hard copy person. I love to have my book in hard copy. Now, don't mind I'm still a village boy. So, but then, if you are the e-copy type, you can always get it from these links and then share it and let people enjoy it. We are looking forward to, and I'm going to be discussing it with Fred too, looking to partner with corporate bodies to get this book in the hand of people in schools in Nigeria and the universities so that people can know what to do They are not just beating about the bush. This is one way to personally develop yourself, knowing exactly where you are going and what you are doing. I started working on my graduate studies when I was in my third year. I knew I wanted to leave Nigeria for my master's, and I started working on it since I was in my third year. Yeah, so that will be my presentation and everything. If you have questions now, I'll be willing to answer your question. Thank you so much. I'll stop sharing now. Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is why I love what we do at Zed. Oh my gosh, I don't know if someone was feeling the same way I was feeling. It was a lot of messages, a lot of bullets that were released to our minds. I caught a lot of messages. Thank you so much, Dr. Johnson. I know we called you Prof before. You are still a Prof, so at least you could confess that in the course of your speaking. Work harder on yourself than you work on your. I don't know if what other thing someone else must have caught today in today's Common Sense with Freddy. And I remembered when I joined the company I'm working right now, and before I was hired, I graduated in May, and I wasn't getting called for interviews for almost 3 months. So I decided to check what was the problem. So I discovered that the jobs I was applying for had some required skill sets that I did not have. So I took time out. I said, you know what? I need to do something. I developed myself with 7 certifications. 7. I think I've been saying this. Between September 2018 and March 2019. By July, I had 3 offers. Juicy was 6 figures above. Personal development. Now, when I started working, I didn't stop. I was still going on with certifications. So from 7, now I have 13. Again, that statement is sunk inside my head. Work hard on yourself than working on your job. Because when you work on yourself, I think he also said something. He said, she mentioned one lady, Dr. Adebola. Adiola. They hunt for. I think I can. No, I don't want to share that. I'm recording. I would have showed you guys, those of you that are you guys are on my mentorship group. I used to share the way some companies are hunting for me for data analytic or business analysis. And he also said something. He said, I want to work to a point whereby when I walk into a room, they don't need to mention your name. People will just know who you are. What will make that happen is personal development. Personal development. In all areas, he mentioned everything. Finance, health. If you don't keep fit with your health, there is no way your career would run smoothly because you'll be falling sick. You'll be calling out. Something definitely going to be wrong. Thank you so much, Prof. I always feel honored to have you. And that's a different side of you that a lot of people don't know. And thank you for allowing us to, always bring you out of your comfort zone to dish out so much that you've learned. And as you guys have listened to him, he has a very humble background from the streets. I remember when I used to go and visit him, one of my best friends, also he's his friend. I won't say he's his friend. He sees him as a ball. And when I say ball, that's elderly one. So when I go to that area that they live, it was always flooded. Quite always flooding. And that's what he was referring to. But today, the story is different. Thank you very much. Personal development will make a significant difference. So let's see some of the questions that we have here. Okay, we don't have some questions right now. Now, if you want to make a comment.
I think we have one.
No, we don't. You only said thank you. Thank you.
I saw one here now.
Okay.
Good day, Prof. For my question is, what are those things that will stand me out for a graduate admission in USA because I graduated with a poor grade, 2-2. Okay. Well, can I respond to that quickly?
Yes, please. Yes.
Well, I want to correct this person. Okay, yeah, I think it's directly to me. Okay, sorry. It's a director, but okay, I will not mention the person's name. But I will answer the question generally, and this person we can deal with this privately. In that, please do not say you have a poor grades. No, you had a 2-2 doesn't make you poor. You don't now. Forget about somebody that had the first class or this and that. Everybody knows what they went through in school for them to graduate to what they finished with. If you ask me, the GPA I finished with, was I very happy with it? I would say no, because I had a target, even though I made the first class, but that was not my the target I wanted. I didn't reach it because of some things that happened to me. So please do not say you have a poor grade. With a 2-2, you can still make a good life with yourself. And if you still want to go to grad school with your 2-2, there are ways by which you can present your case. There are ways. Don't forget that we said you always have to come up with your area of strength. So yeah, you had a 2-2 in school. Are there other things you are bringing on the table that can offset that poor grades? Say for example, do you maybe if you have to write GRE for example to augment your 2-2, you need to have a very solid result in that case. Now for the next admission cycle in the US, we do not know. Maybe they are still going to waive GRE. Now, if they are going to waive GRE, it means that it might be a little bit tough for somebody with a 2-2 to get in, because there wouldn't be a way to gauge people's ability. But then I would still say that writing your GRE, writing a TOEFL and blasting them very well might set you on a path to securing admission anywhere, either US or Canada. By the way, your 2-2 is not going to be used in its entirety. They only need a fraction of it. Hopefully, the fraction they are going to take from it are going to be the ones where you did well. They only need 60 credit hour of your GPA, not the 120 or 150 credit hour you did. Okay, I don't know if I've been able to answer that question, but then you can always make yourself present yourself in a better way than talking about the poor grades you finish with. No, it's not poor grades. You know what to put into it before you made that 2-2. Probably you have to work a concrete job for you to pay tuition. Probably you have to beg like myself. I was telling a friend the other day. I said when I was in school, I was always privileged to work. I have a friend who was an assistant pastor in a fellowship. So the food that was always packaged for people that need welfare will just come in. I know, give me 1 or 2 packages. You know those package now when you have rice and tin tomato and Maggi all packed together in one nylon. That is why. So I know, take, then you give it to me. So I've been there. So everybody knows what they went through. So be proud of what you have, and we can work together on seeing how we can extract the better parts or the strength of what you have to present it to wherever you want to present it to, and see what you can do with that. Thank you.
Yes. Let me just add to what Prof just said. 2-2 is a very good grade. Very good grade. I don't know why you want to talk down on yourself. There are other things like Prof have said that they look out for. And that's why we created ZIT Worldwide. That's why we take you through a coaching session where you understand exactly what you can do. Interestingly, some people don't need to write GRE. Some do need to write GRE. And then also, I don't know if you guys understand what the SOP means. When you word your SOP, your, personal statement, these people read and understand. They read in between lines and they see how much passionate you are. There is one of us in Canada. He graduated with pass, but in his current class in Canada, he's stopping that class right now in graduate school. Yes, he graduated with pass. So some of these people, they do understand. And I also want you guys to understand that in your grades, they also profile it. So there are other, I coach people with pass and they are coming for scholarships too. So tutu, awesome, great. You have more options that you can definitely use to advance. No worries.
Go and join Zidward and then let Fred let you know which coach to work with.
Which options that you want. Prof can take you. Any of these people can take you. There's a question here from Dr. Oguntuashe. I guess she's a professor. I have not really spoken with her. Personally, we only chatted on LinkedIn. He said, please, how can I get scholarship to support myself for partly funded scholarship in Europe? Okay, before Prof will say something, you see, when I have this open-ended question like this, how can I get scholarship? I don't know your current resources or your status. You know what I mean? Like I shared about my recent client who got doctorate in Harvard. When he reached out to me, what the services he asked for me was to get a job from his current location. Definitely it's not Nigeria. It's another one African country. He was moving from there to the US. Okay. But when I looked at other things that he was going through and what he was doing, and I assessed his strength, and that's why I said, when you come to Zid, Prof will sit down with you and see how he can use your resources to help you. So his option to go to Harvard or to go to, it wasn't on the table. It was after I looked at what he had, and I said, okay, these are your strengths. You see this job thing is too saturated. Let's use your strength to get to where we are going to. So I don't know how to answer this question right now, because in Europe scholarship, there are so many of them that are seasonal and they have deadlines. You have to write so many essays to meet them. So I don't know what your current status is right now, but in Europe scholarship like MasterCard, Erasmus, Commonwealth, Chevney, some of them are one year, like Chevney is 1 year, and then you have to gain admission from one school, and then or sometimes you have to wait for the scholarship to be out, like Commonwealth scholarship, and then when you see the names of schools and the courses that they've offered for that year before you apply. So there are so many variables to that question. Prof, I don't know if you can say something about that.
Well, like you have put it rightly. For me or anybody to know whether or not somebody is a candidate for any scholarship is to do the review. And say, now, take for example, there's a particular chapter in my book where I said pre-application evaluation. So before you even decide on applying to any school, you want to evaluate yourself. You want to say, okay, do I fit into this school? Now, and that requires a lot of work. You have to do your search, do all of those things, and then say, okay, do I meet up with this school? So I feel there might be more to get from Ms. Ogutuashe to be able to know where exactly to what to do exactly. So I think, for example, like you said, in Europe there are tons of schools and scholarships. I think the hottest one that people are enjoying right now is the Erasmus Mundus, the Commonwealth, and then even around there I think they have MasterCard in McGill University here in Canada. I mean, a lot of things here and there. So there is need for better information to be able to know what exactly. Okay. Oh, you are on a reserve list for Erasmus Mundus, so I need it in partly. Okay, it is partly funded, and then okay. Wow, that's serious. Okay, partly funded. Okay. Yeah, I know. Well, you don't want to also limit yourself to Europe alone. I mean, North America is a huge place where you can get scholarships. I don't know why people like Europe, but I don't know. I mean, I prefer North America. Why? Because there is one of the advantages of coming to North America another way, and it's one of the reasons why people go to grad school is the ease with which you can integrate into the system after you are done with school. your path to your residency, if you want to, is smoother. You don't have to cut corners. You can get everything without cutting corners, right? So either in the US or in Canada, I mean, companies fight for people in the US and they get their documentation. In Canada, nobody have to fight for you. You can fight for yourself, and then you get your documentation without anybody assisting you. So yeah, you might also want to expand your search to schools in North America. Yeah. So like Fred said, yeah, you can reach out to Zworld worldwide, and then they can pair you up with somebody who can guide you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Prof. Chibueze. I would not hesitate to pair you up with Prof. Prof will give you a rounded. That's where he's based, so he knows better when it comes to that environment. Um, a lot of mentees that won scholarship to North America this year, a lot of them were into Europe scholarship when we started talking last year, and I was able to. It's not like I was convincing them, but listen, in North America, you can deal with 2-3 supervisors in a particular college. And if this one is not giving you, this one will give you attention, or that one will give you attention. And some students resumed in January. Some are going to resume in they have different times that you can resume. But the last time I checked, a lot of Europe scholarship is so, and there are some students who do not want to return back to their home country when they are done with their program.
Like
I can't remember. I can't remember any student or graduate student who had to sign a paperwork that he will return back after you finish coming to North America. But in Europe, I don't want to mention some of the scholarships. You need to append your signature that after the program, you will have to return back. So I need you guys to be looking at most of these file lines and read about them extensively.
Can I add
North America. Yes,
can I add
please.
something? Yeah, I mean, like though in when you are applying for your Canadian visa or study permit, there is a portion there that's one of the letters. They call it letter of explanation, where you can add in that letter you write on how you intend to return to your own country after you are done. Now, let me explain something there. Even though you know you are not returning, but just explain to them now. And I will now tell you why they know you are not returning. Recently, the government of Canada announced that students that graduated since 2017 till now, they are begging them literally that they shouldn't leave. Literally begging them that they have to, because like a country like Canada, their work system is immigration dependent. So meaning that if more than this, how many, maybe 90,000 students that are in the system from maybe whatever are now back into their own countries, who is going to take up the jobs here? So yeah, there might be, you don't have to sign anything, but you might have to explain a little bit, and then you don't have to go back. You are not mandated to return. In fact, they'll be begging you to apply to stay. They'll be begging you. They have reduced the number of years it will take you. It's like in Canada, it will take you to become a citizen. They have reduced it drastically. So that means that you finish your program within 2 years or 2.5 years, you can apply for once you become a permanent resident within 2.5 years, you can apply for your residence for your citizenship in Canada. That is how easy.
Just to add up to what you just said, guys, these countries will not invest so much in you, Canada, US, for you to attend graduate school, and then they want to see you leave. Especially those of you that are coming for PhD, it's easier to apply for PhD and get admitted than to be admitted for MSc. So just so you know, because they need a lot of people who are ready to study and keep their PhD bank or PhD career, replaced and updated. Because some professors are retiring, some lecturers are retiring. They are not like our third world nation that don't plan ahead. So they've put in a lot of fundings to in their educational system, and people that are ready to study and keep their, academic or their faculties going with these scholars, they definitely will invest in them significantly. Um, in the US, if you have a higher degree like PhD, green card is so guaranteed because you have to apply for the NIW, I think, yes, and you'll be awarded. So there are so many opportunities. Like again, like I've said, we can only explain so much to you, especially when we don't really know other resources and other opportunities that you can explore. Make use of Zeed. Like I said, lately I have been so overwhelmed with clients, and I need to shift a lot of you guys coming to Prof to take responsibilities. Especially those of you that are so interested to go into Canada. Prof is there, Blessing is there. They can help you navigate this journey. Build a relationship with them, grow, and then you should be extremely well positioned. I don't know if anybody has a comment to make. You can unmute yourself and share. If you want to say something, just raise your hands or you just unmute and then introduce yourself and then make some comments.
Mary is raising her hand. I don't know if she wants to.
No, Mary had already raised her hand some time ago, except Mary wants to speak now. Go ahead and speak, Mary. All right. Apparently, it looks like everybody's quiet today. It was a very intense conversation about personal development. Again, feel free to ask, okay, but can I get your contact maybe on WhatsApp? When you sign up on Zit Worldwide, let me see. Okay. Okay, if you sign up on Zit Worldwide, we will have your contact. Definitely, the team member is going to reach out to you immediately in a couple of hours or a day. 24 hours. Definitely, they will definitely reach out to you, and then we can start up the conversation from there. But like I said, lately I've been so overwhelmed with clients. I'm looking forward to making sure that as soon as the developers are able to update and upgrade the back end, where you can choose your coaches by yourself. Because listen, if you go to talk to Dr. Johnson, I know he's based in Canada. He has scholarship in Canada. He had it in US as well. But if he lives in Canada currently, he knows Canada like the back of his hands. It's the best place to go. Blessing too, he lives in Canada. Best hands to go to. These are they are resources. I'm telling you, they are resources that, trust me, they will guide you step by step. There's nothing as good as having Prof review your SOP or help you. I'm really pleased with this session. It is so detailed and thorough. Glad to have you on this. Okay. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Bukola, thank you so much. So, once again, make use of these people. Don't worry, they will not cut your head off with the charges. The charges are considerably friendly for you to play around with. And like you rightly said, when you start a relationship with your coach, you don't know where it's going to take you to. So depending on how you are able to, build that relationship, you might end up getting more than what you paid for. And I can guarantee you, you will value them and you will also maximize the time spent with them. Once again, thank you everyone for being here. Except anybody else has something to say, I want to sincerely appreciate Dr. Johnson Haino. Let's see what our engineer is saying. Is it a question? He said, this section has been interesting, impactful, and the time well maximized. Though I'm attending this summit for the first time, making some of the stuff strange to me, but I believe I have an insight. Thank you for the convener to Mr. Prof. All right. Looking forward to connect with you guys. I believe one or more conversation will be more impactful. Thank you so much. Emmanuel, well appreciated. Thank you guys. Thank you, Prof, for being here. We look forward to another session. We will put this recording together, and definitely everybody that attended, we will mail it to you guys as usual.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.